Hey, everybody, it is Skip Clark, and welcome back to another episode of Skip Happens. You know, it's a place where stories matter, music lives, and real people shine. I'm your host, Skip Clark, and tonight I've got a truly inspiring guest. He's a combat veteran, and wait till you hear the story. A Purple Heart recipient, and now one of the most talked about rising stars in country music. And we're going to touch on all of that tonight. Get this, though, after surviving 10 gunshot wounds, and an unimaginable battle that he had. He picked up a guitar, found healing through song. He's real, he's raw, he's rewriting his story on his own terms. Get ready, because here it is tonight. Scotty Hasting joins the conversation. Scotty,
Hey,
it's good to see you, man.
good to see you too. Thanks for having me. I really love that hat.
Yeah, I like you got the yeah, I know. I like that hat too. Funny story. Funny story about the hat. We'll just start off with that. Is I was in Nashville for meetings. You were hanging out, and we were at an event. And I walked up to this table, and I saw this hat. And it looked like, all right, somebody put them on the table. You know, that's like promoting their artist or doing whatever. So I said, all right, well, I'll hang on to the hat. I don't know if it was later that night or the next day. In the hotel, we went to one of the suites, and you happened to be hanging out in one of the suites, and I saw the Grateful hat. I go, oh, dude, was this your hat? Something like that. And come to find out, you had given it to another artist who
Yeah.
apparently left it on the high top in the venue or the restaurant we were in, and I stole it.
Yeah. I gave it to Prior Baird originally, and then he left it on the table. So hey, I mean, finders keepers. You know, he left it there. You
It's
know,
his loss. But
his
you know
loss,
what?
absolutely.
The hat is exactly what it says, grateful. So, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Scotty Hasting, first of all, what led you? Let's go back a little bit and start from scratch. Where are you, first of all? Are you in Nashville right now?
I am. Yes.
Cool, cool. But you've been traveling. Weren't you just, you were just at the Diamondbacks game?
Yeah, I was just in Arizona. We played a show after a Diamondbacks game, which was crazy. First time I've ever played in a place that big. I mean, it was 49,000 seats, I think, or something like that. It's insane. Absolutely insane.
Now you can say you played in a stadium. So
Yeah.
you did a stadium show. So
Yeah,
did a lot of people hang out afterwards and
Yeah,
for the
I
show?
mean, there was
That's
there
cool.
was a good amount. You know, unfortunately, the Diamondbacks lost. So
Okay.
you know, when they lose, of course, there's going to be people who leave in like the seventh inning, and they're just
Yeah, they're fair weather fans.
But there was a good, you know, there was quite thousands of people there. It was amazing.
That is cool. Are you a Diamondbacks fan?
I'm a Reds fan, but I
Ooh.
happened to meet the owners of the Diamondbacks at an event one day, and they were like, "Man, you need to come play." And I was like, "Yes, I do, absolutely."
Well, that's awesome. You must like baseball.
I love baseball.
Yeah. Did you play baseball as a kid?
I did. I grew up. I grew up playing baseball. I even played semi-pro baseball before I joined the army. And
Really?
yeah.
At what level would that have been? Would it have been like single A, double A, triple
No,
A?
technically it was an independent league.
Independent league. I got you.
Independent professional, semi-professional league
you.
called the Frontier League. It was
Okay.
Florence Freedom at that time. It was like the Florence Y'alls now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But you had that connection. I'm sure there were scouts checking people out and doing what they do. We're a big baseball family as well. We're all about used to be the Nationals, now it's the Mets, and we're in Syracuse, and the AAA team here is the Syracuse Mets. So we are one level below the Bigs. So it's
Heck
kinda cool.
yeah.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
We'll have to get you up here and go to a game together. We'd have a lot of
Let's
fun.
go. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm always down for going to a baseball game.
Matter of fact, I worked on PA at the ballpark. So it's
Really?
and it's so freaking cool, dude, to be able to announce some of these players that have been in the bigs and they're back down either rehabbing or maybe they're just trying to give it another shot. But it's so cool to be there and be able to do
I
that.
can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how cool that would be.
Yeah. Let's talk about you though a little bit more. Let's tell me a little bit about your early life and what led you to join the military.
Yeah, you know, I grew up in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area, and you know, I was at the time when I decided to join the army, I was playing baseball. I wasn't making any money doing it. I had a family that I needed to support, and I always had this gut feeling or this yearning to be a part of something that meant something. You know, at the time I wasn't really doing anything, and and I wanted to be a part of something bigger than just myself. And, you know, I one day decided to go and enlist, and I enlisted in the Army. And when I enlisted, I wanted to, you know, to me, a soldier was always the guy who went and fought. Like, that's what I saw as a soldier. So when I went into the Army recruiting station, like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to fight. I wanted to be what I thought a soldier was. So I went and became an 11 Bravo, which is the infantryman, and I went to basic training. And yeah.
So when we say foot's on the ground, I mean, you guys are usually the first in, right? Isn't that's exactly what you were doing with the Army? Yeah.
Yes.
What was your mindset when you got called for deployment? What was your mindset?
Yeah, you know, it was crazy. I mean, you know, I left basic training, and 3 months later we were in Afghanistan. And it was, you know, when I first got to my first duty station, they were like, "Hey, you know, we're deploying, right?" And I was like, oh, all right. Like, I guess we're deploying. Okay. And you know, it doesn't really hit you, you know, until you get shot at for the first time. And then it's like, holy crap, like, this is real. Like, we're actually here. You know, you get to Afghanistan, you do a little bit of training, and then you go out on missions and stuff. But the first time you get shot at, that's when it's really like,
it's like, oh crap,
like, we're here. Like, this is a bad spot.
Wow. What was it like? What was the weather like? It gets really hot, right?
Yeah, it gets really, really hot.
And you've got all that gear on. So how do you stay cool?
There was one day that we had, it was like 120-ish degrees, I think. Wow. And yeah, I mean, you're walking with 80, 100 pounds of gear at all times. I mean, it's a lot, you know. Your body gets used to it, though. You know, your body gets used to that being what it is.
You only sleep when you can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Plus, you got to have your rifle right by your side, probably 100% of the time, whether you're sleeping or not. Your hand's on it.
So. Absolutely, always.
Yeah. Wow. You know, first of all, thank you for your service. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the men and women like you, and especially you, that you gave so much. Tell us a little bit about, you got shot. You're lucky to be alive. We know that. And when I first met you, I was just like totally blown away, and just, maybe I didn't know what to say, because it's like, who survives getting shot 10 times?
Yeah. I don't know how I did, but I did somehow. You know, April 21st, 2011 was the day that we were on patrol, and there was a guy hiding behind a wall, and he just saw me and just opened fire. He was maybe 15 feet from me, and he just basically sprayed and prayed, you know, pulled the weapon from behind his back and just hit the trigger and just hoped for the best. And he ended up hitting me 10 times from my thigh to my hip to my shoulder.
Well, it's probably good that's where you got hit.
Absolutely.
Because I wouldn't be talking to you.
Absolutely.
And how did your recovery shape who you are today as a person and also as an artist?
Yeah, you know, I think that, you know, my recovery is still ongoing. You know, I don't think that you ever, you know, I still suffer from PTSD, depression, anxiety. I mean, there's, you know, the recovery doesn't stop. It's always happening. And, you know, I think that shaped me as a person to understand that, you know, that life is short, man, and it can end like that. Like those 10 gunshots were, I mean, in the blink of an eye. I mean, and it happened in the blink of an eye. Like it could be all over in the blink of an eye. Like, you have to live life to the fullest. And it really gives you perspective on what's important, and finding, you know, and just finding the good in every situation, or trying to just enjoy what you have when you have it.
Yeah. You know, Scotty, do you ever get tired of talking about it? I know I've seen other interviews, and everybody will ask you about those 10 gunshots. Does that affect anything by people like me asking? You know, does it must bring back the memories a little bit, and maybe some of the pain?
Yeah. You know, it brings back the memories, but, you know, I'm at the point in my life now and in my career where I'm good with it. You know, I mean, it happened, and I'm trying to use it to bring good. You know, I'm trying to take the bad and make good out of it. And you know, it's important for me to share that story, and it's important for me to share that because there could be someone out there who's suffering just like I do, and
I'm sure there's
something.
Yeah. We have an organization here, a Victory for Vets, where they go out and they get dogs and they train the dogs to be with the veterans from PTSD, to help them, just, help comfort them and all that. I don't know. Do you have something like that? Do you have a dog or anything
Yeah,
that will
yeah.
help you?
I used to have a service dog.
Okay.
I had a service dog for a while. I've seen service dog absolutely save people's lives. I mean,
Hmm.
it's my service dog saved my life. I mean, there's a reason why I have a song out called "Good Old Dogs and God," and it's
Hmm.
because of that. Because I have watched dogs truly save people's lives, and when I heard that song, I was like, man, this is for those dogs. Like, this is for those people who understand that, who get that connection, who have the ability to connect with someone like that or a dog like that.
Yeah.
Like they,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the organizations like that are saving people's lives every day,
Every
and
day.
that's so important and so
Yeah,
important.
I love. I have never served, but I MC those events, and it's so heartwarming, to see the men and women, to see the dogs, people that are in need of something along those lines. So,
Yeah.
just a great cause. How has music helped you with your healing? Because
Oh,
wait a minute. First of all, when did you pick up a guitar? It wasn't that long ago.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. No, I mean, music is my healing. I started learning how to play the guitar when COVID hit, as a way to get out of my head.
Mhm.
I was shooting archery with the U.S. Paralympic program, and I was traveling all over the country, and that's what I used as therapy. I would, for 7 seconds right before that arrow released, nothing in the world mattered. I was able to just live in a moment for 7 seconds at a time, and the world shut down, and all that was taken away. My therapy was taken away. And
Yeah.
when it gets quiet is when the demon's not the loudest. And COVID was very
Uh-huh.
quiet. And I needed something. I needed something to get out of my head. And one day I had a guitar in the corner of my room. I don't know why I had a guitar in the corner of my room. I guess I thought, the ladies are going to love this. They're going to think I'm artistic, Thank God none of them asked me to play it, because I don't know. At that time I didn't know.
It looked
Um,
good though.
yeah, but and one day I was like, man, I'm gonna jump on YouTube and I'm gonna learn how to play this. Like, I need to jump into something that I know is gonna be challenging and hard enough for me to truly focus on.
Mhm.
And guitar was it. And I started learning how to play the guitar, and I started learning how to play songs that I grew up listening to. And and then slowly from that, I found an escape in that. And then from there, I realized I had all these thoughts and all these feelings. And I found out that songwriting was a thing. And I
Mhm.
was like, man, I want to take these feelings and these thoughts and I want to put them somewhere. So then I jumped on YouTube and I started learning how to write songs and how songs are
Thank you,
structured.
YouTube.
YouTube, man. If you're
I,
if you're not using YouTube to learn
dude,
something, then you
I
have a problem.
used it to fix the toilet upstairs. All right. I mean,
Absolutely.
I went on YouTube, no matter what you want to do. It's
You
crazy,
can
but
find
no, I get it. Yeah,
that.
exactly. Exactly. Have you always loved music? Is that, why? I mean, there
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
be a little.
I grew up singing,
Mhm.
as a
Okay.
kid, but it was just kind of like a hobby and something I did in the shower or in the car, and it was
Right. Right.
never in front of anybody ever. you know, that
Hmm.
was very much a thing. I was not going to sing in front of you. But then, it just, I found songwriting, and then I found, the world started opening up, and
Yeah.
I went to an open mic night one day, and I decided to get on stage and play the first song I ever learned how to play, which should have been a Cowboy by Toby Keith.
Cool.
And in that moment, the stage became my sanctuary, and it provided that escape and that sense of purpose and that sense
Hmm.
of therapy that I
Hmm.
have been looking for so long. And when I'm on stage, I'm able to live in a moment, which is so amazing to find for someone who has PTSD, depression, and anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to truly live in a moment is incredible. I mean, I live in Afghanistan and I live with my best friends that were killed. Like, that's what I think about, and that's where I live all the time.
Oh
So
my
in
God.
order, like, for me to be able to jump on stage and to completely just be taken over with living in a moment, like, that's magic.
I just, when you talk about Afghanistan and everything, I know we're talking about the music, but when you say, yeah, my friends were killed and this and that, I can't even. I don't know if I'd ever. Well, I guess you don't. I mean, you don't get over that. You don't
Yeah,
get over that. No, you don't. But was there a real moment when you realized that music was more than therapy?
yeah, 100%. I mean, when I went on, when I, well, I mean, I don't know if I've ever Yeah, there was actually. Yeah, yeah, there was. It was the first time I ever played like really a truly like live show that meant something. It was the first time I'd ever opened for another artist. I opened for Dave Grohl
Oh,
in
cool.
Phoenix. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, wow.
amazing guy.
Yeah.
I opened for Dave Grohl, but it was a military specific thing. So there were like 200 veterans in this room. And for me, up until that point, music was therapy. Like that's what I used it for. I used it as a form of therapy for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I played How Do You Choose, which is a song that we released. It was the first single that I ever released with Black River. And I played that song. It was the first time I'd ever played that song live, and I played it there. And it was the first time that I realized that my music and my therapy could do something that meant something for somebody. You know, it was the first time that I was ever told by somebody that my song, my words, my survivor's guilt that I put into words into this song, that it gave them a voice to be able to tell their friends and family how they're feeling, or it let them feel like they're not alone. Like that moment was when I realized that music is so much more than just therapy for me. Yeah. And it can be therapy for so many more people.
Wow. What message do you hope that viewers and listeners, you know, get from your music? What message?
Yeah, I just want them, you know, from my music and from my story, I want them to take that, you know, it doesn't have to end with the bad. You know, I mean, the bad can happen and you can push forward and you can do things that you never thought possible. I mean, I just played a stadium show in Arizona, and I started playing guitar 5 years ago. Like, right. What, like, if I can do this, anyone can do anything. You know, and yeah, I think that I hope that people see me, and I hope that they hear my story, and I hope that they listen to my music and they realize that 100%. If I can do it, they can.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think everything that has happened for a reason. And now you're out there helping others in your situation, very similar. And you get out and you speak to a lot of different organizations, veterans, and along those lines.
Yeah. I work with a lot of nonprofits.
Nice.
You know, veteran nonprofits help save my life, and I've watched them save some of my best friends' lives. So, I mean, it's so easy to want to be a part of that. You know, I mean, my whole mission with music, my whole mission in life right now is to save people's lives and to try to help them in some way, shape, or form. And the best way that I can try to do that, along with, you know, my music and my story and sharing that, is to partner with organizations that are already trying to do that.
Exactly.
So it's so easy to say yes to a veteran organization that I know is truly doing something to help.
Absolutely. Do you think, you know, your experience as a veteran has influenced your songwriting and your performances?
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, being in the military teaches you work ethic. It's funny. Like I have an amazing team in Black River. Incredible team.
I know.
Family. Yeah. They are amazing people. But the one thing that I always told them, that I will always tell them, is they will never outwork me, and I would never let them outwork me. You know, that is something that definitely the military teaches you, is that you're going to work your butt off for what you want to do. You know, I think, you know, honestly, without the work ethic and without the you know, perseverance, and without the, you know, the ability to just push forward that the military teaches you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. You know, most people are in Broadway for 10 plus years before anything happens. You know, most people are in Nashville and, you know, spend decades trying to get just where I'm at. Like,
it's a 10-year town. I mean, that's the old saying. It's a 10-year, you know, my air quotes, but it's a 10-year town, and that couldn't be more truthful.
Absolutely. And, you know, and I think the military not only helped me with that, but also, you know, helped me with, you know, with writing songs about, you know, what I struggle with and what I go through and what we as veterans go through. You know, I feel like there's a voice that needs to be heard from veterans about, you know, things. You know, we have amazing people that were veterans in this industry, but I feel like the difference between them and me is that I straight up open my chest and let people see who I am and all the struggles and all the bad that I deal with on a daily basis. And I hopefully that helps somebody.
Mentally, how do you stay grounded?
Music, really.
Pro beer.
You know, I truly hold on to and cling on to, you know, music, and the idea that I can try to do something good that means something. And, you know, I hold on to my friends and family, you know, as well. And that's, you know, kind of, you know, especially with what I want to do, you know, I mean, talking to people, like I have to share my story in order for people to hear it, in order to help somebody. And every time I share my story, it brings up the feelings and the thoughts that I feel every time. And yeah, I mean, it's important, but at the same time, like it's still hard a little bit, you know? So I have to hold on to the music, and I have to hold on to my friends and family very closely.
Yeah. Have you always been a country music fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what is it like? You know, it's been 5 years ago you picked up the guitar, but you've been listening to country music since day one, so to speak.
At 100%.
So now you get that opportunity to play on stage with some pretty big names. I mean, in just the 5 years that you've picked up a guitar, I mean, you mentioned, you know, the Diamondbacks the other night and being in that stadium. And then, you know, now you go out and do these other shows, and you're there with probably artists that you've been listening to for a little bit. And now you're part of that act. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, I don't know how this is my life. Honestly, it's crazy. Like the other day I was talking to someone, and we were talking about a show that is coming up or something. And Brice has become a dear friend of mine, which number one is crazy to say, because I've been listening to Lee forever,
He's
literally forever.
Guy.
I love his music. He's an incredible person.
Yep. Wait a minute, was he there in the suite that night with you?
No.
All right, I'm thinking of some other, but Lee was in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a song with Lee. I have a song with Lee and Dolly Parton, which is crazy.
Whoa. Hold, Dolly.
Yeah.
How the hell did you get? I mean, were you in the studio together, or was it your track and then her track?
Yeah, so I got to watch Lee do his part. I didn't get to watch Dolly do her part. I wish I was.
I know. Dude.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We were talking about something, a show that was coming up, and I was like, you know what? Let me just call Lee. And then I stopped myself immediately, and I was like, did I just say, let me call Lee Brice? Like, what? What just happened? Like, what? Like, it's just, yeah, man. I grew up, you know, listening to these guys that are larger than life, you know. Garth Brooks knows me. Me and him have talked multiple times, and it's like, Garth Brooks is the reason I fell in love with country music. Like, what is going on?
I know you have to think like that. Yeah,
it's crazy. I'm a huge country music fan, and I'm a huge fan, period, of, you know, every artist that I've met has been so incredible and so humble. And just the most amazing part about the country music community is that everyone is there for each other.
I was just going to say that.
And it's so amazing, man. And it's, you know, it's so much more than you would ever think, truly.
No, and it's hard to tell somebody. It's hard to tell somebody that's the way it is. But because I'm on the country radio side, you're absolutely right. Everybody is so humble and so cool. And, you know, I get phone calls from, you know, people I've talked to. And you know, I hear them every day on the radio, and it's like, crap, is that? Holy shit. I picked the phone up. It's like, he's calling me. Why is he calling me? You know,
absolutely. But, I did a thing at the CMA Awards.
Yeah.
And I was like, during intermission, I was walking around just meeting artists that like I've listened to forever. And I was taking my daughter around, like, oh, hey, good to meet you. Like, this is my daughter, you know, like, I'm a fan. Like, I'm going to walk around and go say hi to these guys. Like, like Luke Combs. That was the first person I walked up to. I'm a huge Luke Combs fan. And I was like, oh, Luke, I'm a huge fan of yours. Like, you're amazing. Like, I was a little kid.
And he's so humble about it. You know,
he's so incredible. Him and his wife both are just incredible people.
Yeah, almost all of them, if not all. So absolutely. That's pretty cool. Are you working on various projects right now? Well, let me back up a little bit. You got Pro Beer.
I do.
And that came out. That's a great summertime song. It's a fun song. But I'm watching the video, and you did that in front of a green screen.
We did. You know, the song is silly and it's fun, and it's basically at the root of it, it's a song about just bringing people together and having a good time. And we're like, we sat down and we're like, dude, like the video's got to be silly and it's got to be fun. Like, let's just do it in front of a green screen. Like, let's just do something out there. You know,
I loved it.
So
and you had the two girls, and they brought the grill in, and they,
absolutely, yeah. It was so much fun, and it was fun. It was fun to shoot.
Awesome. Was that? Oh, you've had that out for a little. That came out in March. Was it March? You dropped that? I don't know.
Yeah,
it wasn't that all that long ago, but yeah. Where do you see your music taking you in the next few years?
I have no idea.
Just hope for the best.
You know,
hold on, you're on a ride.
I'm on a crazy ride right now, an amazing ride, and I'm holding on for dear life. And I'm just trying to enjoy every moment that I get. Honestly, like I just want people to hear my music and for it to help them, and everything else is just a bonus.
Awesome. You know, when we met last February, just a couple of months ago, was that the first time you had been at CRS, the Country Radio Seminar?
That was the second time.
Second time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very cool, though.
That's an event, man.
It's 3 or 4 days and no sleep, very little sleep, and a whole lot of alcohol.
Interview after interview, it was wild.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Tell me a little bit more about, like, if I was to go see you in concert or at a show. If I was to go to a show, what would I see? A lot of energy. I mean, tell me about your band. Tell me about you. Everything on stage.
You know, I have a 6-piece band, cool. Including myself. So we are pretty big. But you're gonna hear we're moving into a country rock sound, kind of like a country rock, southern rock sound. It's just kind of, it works for my voice. It's my kind of my comfort zone. You know, you're gonna get a lot of up tempo. You're gonna get a lot of energy, but at the same time, we're gonna slow it down, and you're gonna see my heart and soul and who I am as a person and what I want to do with my music. And you know, you're gonna get. I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you have a good time, and then I'm probably gonna make you cry at some point. So it's just,
hey, if you can do all of that, you've succeeded.
Oh, thank you.
You realize that? I mean, it's country music. That's what it's about.
100%.
If you can touch the heart of somebody, or
absolutely. I say it all the time. I love it when people cry at my songs or at my shows, because that means that I actually did something.
Yes.
You know, that means that they were able to connect. On a level that, you know, I mean, it's easy to fake happiness, and it's easy to fake, you know, having a good time. But when you see tears, it's like, like you feel this. You feel what I feel. You feel what I feel. That's amazing.
Do you know today's Superhero Day?
Today's Superhero Day?
Today's Superhero Day. If you could be a superhero, who would you be and why?
Superman, who was always my favorite.
Yeah. Well, okay. I asked that to Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
It wasn't today. Actually, I have an interview with him tomorrow, which is pretty cool. I just let the cat out.
Dang.
But in another phone conversation, I asked him, I said, if you could be a superhero, who would you be? And he goes, or what would you do? He goes, I love to fly, but I'm already a pilot. So I guess if I could have any power or be somebody like that, he goes, I'd want to be invisible so nobody would know I was there. And I could just... I'm going, okay, that's a little creepy maybe, but I don't know.
That's so funny.
That's what he said.
Also, of course, Tim McGraw's a pilot.
Of course he is. Well, I'm surprised you haven't done that yet.
That's so funny.
How come you haven't done that? I mean, you got Dirks.
God,
no, dude, you got Dirks. You got, who else flies? Oh, my God. McGraw flies, Dirks flies. Oh, my, I know there's a few others.
I've already had a near-death experience. I don't need another one.
Oh, well, I don't want you to have one. I'm just saying, though, it seems like a lot of these country artists are doing something like that. So
yeah, I don't know. For a while, I got a buddy that flies helicopters, and he was trying to talk me into it for a while. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, then you see the one that went down in the Hudson, and you kind of go, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, and see, and you want to do it less and less.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's a fun, unexpected hobby people wouldn't guess that you're into?
Ooh.
I know, I'm just picking out. I have a few questions I wrote down just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, sports for sure is always a hobby, but I don't know if that would be.
Yeah, but I could see you doing sports. Seriously. I mean, I get that.
Man, what is a hobby?
Did you watch the NFL draft?
I did not.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
Unfortunately, I did not.
Are you a football guy?
Really invested into the NFL draft and stuff, and then I stopped losing track of time because I forget what day it is most of the time. And
Or
so
what city you're
by the
in.
time like they were like, oh, the NFL draft is happening, it was like 2 days later. And I was like, oh, dang, I missed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, I'm a gamer. I like video games.
Do you?
Yeah. I like to kind of escape into a world. Absolutely.
Yeah. So with the video games, I mean, you being in the military, you must have a little. I'm just saying, I have friends. I had a couple of friends that flew F-16s and in Desert Storm, going way back. But you know, they were gamers, and they said, "What man? If you could play this game, you can fly an F-16." So it's like, okay, I guess
that's crazy.
But I can't fly an F-16.
You know, it's funny in Afghanistan. We played a lot of video games. We played a lot of like Madden and stuff. We would have Madden tournaments and stuff throughout the day, just to try to pass time.
Yeah.
And kind of try to take our minds off of everything. You know, you're in a pretty terrible spot, you know, and you're getting shot at every day. So it's kind of nice to kind of get away and escape a little bit.
Wow. I can't even imagine. I just like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but hey, you know, I'm going to ask a question that I hate to ask because everybody and their brother asks this question. Who are your biggest musical influences?
Garth Brooks.
Okay. You said that.
Without a doubt. He is the reason I fell in love with country music. And really any 90s country artist. The 90s, I'm going to say it, the 90s was the best time for country music. I'm going to be real. The 90s was the best time. I grew up in the 90s, so man, those are what shaped what I wanted to hear as country music, and that's what shaped like the sound that I fell in love with. You know, in the 90s, it was amazing because all the artists sounded so much different. You know, and you knew exactly who it was as soon as it came on. You were like Alan Jackson. As soon as it came on, Garth Brooks. You know, you knew who it was. And it was just the 90s was so amazing for country music.
And as a radio guy, I'm saying there's times I have to look and see who it is because I think it'd be one person and it's another. It's like, why would an artist want to sound like another artist? I know. I get it. But I don't know, something's working. I'm not going to say names.
You know, something's working.
Something's working. Absolutely. So what do you do for fun?
You know, I like to spend time with my kids.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. 2 boys, 2 girls. And I just love spending time with them, man. Yeah, anytime I get an opportunity, I want to be outside. I want to do something with them. It's just they grow so fast.
Do they? Oh, no doubt. I have 3 grown daughters, 8 grandkids, and my wife and I now we have a son that's 24, but he's Down syndrome, and he's the best thing that ever happened to us. So
that's
amazing. Zach. So he is amazing. He kind of takes after his dad a little bit. We do a podcast called Zach Attack with Dad. And every couple of weeks we do that here. I have this is like a whole pod zone. I call it the pod zone. It's an actual studio.
That's awesome.
And he just loves to come down and sit here and we go on and we just have fun. It may not make much sense, but we have fun. And you know what the whole thing is spending time with your kids.
100%.
You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're spending time together, and I'm sure you must look back going, I am so grateful for what I have. 4 kids.
100%.
And you know, if things didn't turn out the way they were, you know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy, dude.
It's so crazy the way that the world works or the way that life works. You know, I mean, if, you know, those 4 wouldn't exist if I, you know, ceased to exist, you know? So
So a couple of years ago, you played at the Vineyard, correct?
I did, live in the Vineyard. That was last year.
But that's not you.
I'm sorry?
That's not you. I mean, you put out a song like Pro Beer, and the Vineyard's like wine drinking ladies that are like, this guy's.
You know, I say it all the time. My girlfriend has ruined me because now I like wine. I don't know why.
Is that why you're looking out of the corner of your eye so you don't see her?
She has ruined me because now I like wine. I never liked wine before. I don't know what it is. But now I guess I'm just getting older, so I'm getting more refined.
That could be.
As I get older. But no, it was weird. You know, that's wine country isn't really a thing that I ever thought I would be doing.
I just think it's funny. I know your songs are pretty awesome, but you put out a song like Pro Beer, and
Yeah,
then you're talking about playing at the Vineyard. I'm like, okay, well, he's not there with a grill. He doesn't have a red cup and a beer in it in his hand. He's
no,
got a wine glass.
yeah, no, it was so funny because they were like, "Do you want any wine?" I'm like, not really. Like, I'm not really a wine guy. Thanks, though. But now, who would guess? A year later, now I drink wine. So I don't know what's going on in my life.
I don't know. My wife's the same way. So, and if she's having wine, chances are I'll have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I hear you. And you kind of grow a liking to it.
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. So what can we, your music, where's all your music? It's on all your socials, right?
Yeah.
They can go and get it.
Yeah. On all the digital, wherever you get your music, just look up Scotty Hasting and it's there. Yeah, wherever it is. And then all my social media is at Scotty Hasting Music. It's very easy. But yeah, scottyhasting.com if you want to go see where I'm going to be as far as dates and stuff. Cool. But yeah.
You got any really big shows coming up?
Yeah, I'm playing the Opry again, May 20th.
Oh, that's right. Again, awesome. Too. Again. Yeah. So you've been there.
It's my second time. It's going to be my second. I'm like, heck
how
yeah,
cool,
man. That's awesome.
Now, do they come and ask you and say, "Hey, Scotty, you want to play the Opry," or do you reach out to them?
Yeah, they reach out, and then you never say no because it's the Opry.
Yeah. So, well, if you were to say no, they're going to say, "Screw you. We'll ask somebody else next time."
You just don't say no because it's the Opry. Because you're like, yeah, like what? I will play the Opry anytime you want me to. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then I have that. I have the PBS Memorial Day special, the concert cool. that they do every year. That I used to watch as a kid, which is crazy, but now I get to be a part of it.
See, that kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I mean, you're at that age where a lot of these people, you watched that show, you listened to those artists, and now you're part of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I get to be a part of the Memorial Day concert with the National Symphony, and then the next day, I get to play the parade, which is crazy again. Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever, Scotty? Do you ever feel that it happened too fast? Does that make sense?
Yeah, man,
you know what I mean.
There's so many stages that I get on, and I'm like, how am I here? Like, what am I doing? Like, how did this work out to that me being here? Like, what? It's crazy, you know. I mean, like I said, there's people spend years, decades trying to get to where I'm at. Like. That'll never go unnoticed by me, that people would kill to be where I am. And I am beyond grateful, and I am so blessed to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice hat, by the way. As we mentioned in the beginning, but I love it. I couldn't wait to talk to you, to be able to put my hat on.
I love it. I love it so much.
I've worn it in other podcasts too. So.
And it's even better that you stole it from Pryor. So
he's going to see this. I mean, I had him on here not all that long ago. So, and
absolutely,
what a good
means
guy.
So much more that you took it from him.
Yeah. Now, Chris Young's on your label too. Do you get to spend time with him?
Yeah, Chris is a great guy, man.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. I've been listening to his stuff forever. He's been around for 19 plus.
Oh my
years.
God,
his music is amazing. And it's just, again, another artist that I've looked up to for so long, and now is a friend, which is crazy, man.
Would you, I talk to a lot of independent artists as well, but you're with the label and, Black River, but would you ever, well, I imagine not, because I know Black River is so cool. They are a good bunch of people. And some of the other companies, it just, I don't know. They seem to want to, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but it seems like they want to control you. And it sounds like Black River kind of gives you a little bit of room to wiggle, so to speak. So
yeah. I've been incredibly blessed with Black River, that they understand what I want to do with music, that I want to help people, that I want to do something that means something, and they are right there alongside. They want to be a part of it as well. They want to do something that means something. They want to help people as well. And it's amazing to have, the label, the people who help me make the decisions. Like, it's amazing to have them also want to be so much a part of trying
That's
to
cool.
help like I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, about your songwriting, your creativity, it comes a lot from your experience where you've been as a veteran, as you mentioned before. But when you get into these writer rounds, what goes through your mind and how does it all come to life?
Yeah, I take a lot of it from my experience. And honestly, I'm writing more now, not just veteran stuff.
Right.
I mean, I've lived a lot of life, a lot of life.
God
I've done a
bless you.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
And, I'm pulling from experience now of, all the other lives that I've lived. The military and me getting shot, that has helped me become who I am. But there was
No
so
doubt.
much more before that and after that as well. And I'm able to kind of pull from that now, which is incredible.
Early on, you said you played baseball as a kid. Or semi-pro, I guess. What position did you play?
First base.
Ah,
Absolutely.
first baseman.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I'm just a big target. I was like 6'3" at the
Well, no,
time.
that's good. They
6'4".
need a big guy in first.
100%. It's
Yeah.
hard to miss the big dudes,
Yeah. So you watch the Reds.
Oh yeah.
See, my wife is a huge Cincinnati Reds fan. Of course, we're a little bit older, but she was a Johnny Bench fan. And she was, yeah, crazy. And win or lose, she'd back the Reds.
Yeah, I love the Reds. I will support the Cincinnati. I will support my Red Legs until I die. Absolutely.
Now, do you go to the Sounds?
Oh yeah, I love Sounds games. Absolutely.
Cool.
There's just nothing like going to a ball game. There's nothing like it.
Right.
There's just one thing that can never be taken away. How it just makes you feel good inside.
Absolutely. When you go to these games, does anybody know who you are?
No.
That's a good thing.
Yes, thank you.
So I know.
It's funny. There's every once in a while I'll have someone come up and be like, "That hat, I know that hat. Like, are you Scotty Hasting?" I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I'll take a picture or whatever. A lot more in the veteran community, which is amazing which makes sense because that means that my story and my music is reaching the people that I'm trying to help, which is amazing.
100%.
But yeah, no, I haven't gotten there yet.
So have you been able to meet up with some of the guys you served with, those that did make it home and those that know what you went through, and maybe have a beer and just kind of talk about things?
Oh yeah. We stay in contact. I stay in contact with some of them for sure. My buddy John Connor is a really good friend of mine. He was at my Grand Ole Opry debut. I think he's coming to the next one. But he's a really close friend of mine, and he's also in a song. So I put him in the stories that they tell. He's in that song. So it's amazing.
How cool! And I when I was listening to Pro Beer, you talk about Joe Rogan in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to change that. It's got to be Clark. I'm just saying.
I mean, if we can get Rogan, hooking it up.
Well, no, I know exactly. Jacob Smalley?
I don't think so.
He's an artist. He just commented, "Thank you for your service." But he's an artist. He's I saw him spend a little time with him at CRS as well. But a lot of the artists watch this, and everybody's so you mentioned it before. However, everybody's kind of connected, and they respect each other and just help each other. Nobody's out to screw somebody over. You know 100%. What I mean? When you reach this level, everybody wants to help each other. And they're so good to us as well as, being on the other side. So
absolutely. And the craziest part about the industry is like, once you like really get into it, you realize how small Nashville is. Everybody knows everybody. Like everyone is completely connected, and it's insane. Absolutely insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but crazy good.
Crazy good.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
You're going to laugh at me here too, because I asked you about the Nashville Sounds. I go on their website all the time and buy their stuff. I wear it to the Syracuse games. But you know what? I get people that come up to me and go, "Is that a Sounds hat? Is that,
really?"
It may just have the N on it or Nash in the back or something." Yeah. But I go, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is." "Oh, is that even the shirt? It may not say Nashville Sounds, but I'll have something else on it." They'll go, "That's a Sound shirt." So everybody's kind of, they know. It's that league, awesome. I guess. Everybody's kind of connected as well. So.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah. What do you drive?
What do I drive?
Yeah.
A pickup truck.
But okay, this is me.
Um,
I'm imagining, what does Scotty Hasting drive? All
mhm.
right, it's going to be a Silverado. It's a Chevy. Could be a 2500.
1500 Chevy
Okay.
Silverado.
All right. Okay. I had the 1500,
Hey,
but I
there you go.
thought,
And a 2021 Harley Street Glide.
oh, I wanted to get one. My wife said if I brought it home, I'd be out.
See,
So,
that's why you just buy a storage unit somewhere, and then it never actually goes home.
is that how it works?
Listen, your wife's not gonna like me.
No, she already hates you. I know. She's probably watching now on a phone upstairs, or she might be out shopping, but I'm sure she's got it on. But no, I've always wanted to do that. That's cool, man. Good for you, brother. Get out and enjoy it.
You know, there's just something about getting lost on a motorcycle.
Being on the open road and just go.
Absolutely.
Go. I got friends that do that. Like I say, I'd be
100%.
divorced, but yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, do you ever worry about that though? Do you, because, I have friends that ride and they're like, you got to do this. You got to get this. You got to go, there's nothing like the open road, just like what you just said. But then it's like, you hear about all these wrecks. And I said, I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's the guy riding the bike. It's not the guy on the motorcycle.
Mhm.
It's somebody's not watching when they pull out. Somebody's not, what I mean?
Yeah, most of the time it's not the guy on the motorcycle for sure.
No, unless it's the crotch rocket, and then that's,
or it's just someone doing something dumb, which is always the thing. But people do that in cars.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I actually laid down my other Harley. I kind of wrecked it a couple years ago. That was fun. But yeah, it happens.
That's why skip happens. So
yeah, skip happens. But no, I mean, it's, you just have to be incredibly defensive when you're out there, or just ride roads where there's not any cars on it.
Jacob's saying that's my ride as well. So yeah, he's got
There you go.
There you go. Well, you two got to get together and ride. You're both artists. I mean, go for it. Yeah. Do you ride with other artists?
I ride all the time. Absolutely.
Cool.
With anybody.
Yeah. Very cool. Scotty, it's been great chatting with you, finding out a little bit more about you, digging into your life a little bit, everything you've been through. You're an inspiration to so many. And, I'm sure your life is not easy. I mean, I don't know. I say that because I don't know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Mentally, just everything you've seen and everything you've been through. And you never get over it. But you seem to be doing very well. And
thank you.
Everything you're doing for a reason. Everything that has happened for a reason. So as I mentioned a few minutes ago, just getting out there, educating others, helping others get through it. I mean, dude, just God bless you. That is just so freaking, I shouldn't say awesome, but it is awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, to get your music again, it's on all socials. They can just look up Scotty Hastings.
Yeah.
Do you have these hats for sale on a website?
I do. ScottyHasting.com. You can go.
How much do I need to send you?
Do I?
I said, how much do I need to send you?
Nothing. Listen, Pryor lost out. Okay. It's funny because he was like, oh man, I can't believe that I lost the hat. I was like, it's okay. I'm just never going to give you another one. So it's all right, Pryor.
Are you guys like really good friends?
I love Pryor.
Yeah.
I love Pryor.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? Pryor is one of my really, really close friends.
Cool.
He's an incredible person. And to the point of where he sings harmonies on all of my songs.
I love it.
So when you're listening to my songs that's out, Pro Beer, Whiskey in the Bottle, whatever it is, that song or that voice that is behind mine is Pryor.
I did not know that.
He is one of the without a doubt the single most talented person I've ever met in my entire
life. God, that's so cool. I had no idea. He never told me.
Unbelievable.
That son of a bitch never told me.
Yeah, he is incredible, and he's a dear friend, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys meet in
humans I've ever met?
Did you meet in Nashville? Did you guys?
We did. I actually met him at Black River.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Very cool. And then we just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. How long ago was that?
Oh,
long time.
2 years ago.
Okay. All right.
2 years ago.
All right. A lot of years.
Yeah, enough.
Okay, enough. All right, enough. All right, Scotty, I want to say thank you for joining me here tonight on Skip
Thank
Happens. It's great to talk to you. I want if you're watching this, you're listening to this, whether it's on the replay or we're live right now, but check out his music. You can go online, you can buy it off the internet. So do that. Support the artist because they're putting out great music and we're going to be watching for you. We'll watch for you on the Opry. We're going to watch for you on these other shows. You're going to be just out there rocking it, man.
I appreciate you.
So
thank you so much for this. Also, really appreciate
oh no, this is all good. Hopefully, I just kind of wing it, like I said. So,
well, you did great.
Oh wait a minute, what Jacob said? Oh hell yeah, baby, street glide all the way. Okay, never mind.
There we go.
He's in love with his bike just like you are.
Same. I get it.
So do you get offended if somebody calls it a bike?
No.
Because I said that once. I said, hey, look at all the bikes. They're not bikes, they're motorcycles. I'm like,
same thing. I call it a bike all the time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm just saying. I got yelled at. So
no way.
Anyways, well, then, oh well, buddy. Too bad. Scotty, you're cool. We're gonna say goodnight. Thank you again for joining me on Skip Happens. Stay right there, and let's say goodnight, everybody. And thanks for watching. And don't forget, before I let you go, you got to subscribe. You got a YouTube channel?
I do.
All right. So you look up Scotty Hasting on YouTube, give it a subscribe. You look up Skip Happens on YouTube, you subscribe, and I don't want you to miss it.